What's up, everybody? This is Battlefield Geo97 here, and after the failed Microsoft E3 press conference, that wasn't bad like their other conferences before, but it still was an underwhelming piece of mess to go out of it all. But at least it wasn't bad as their Xbox One reveal. Sorry, I have to mention Xbox even further at the beginning. Here is my review of the Sony E3 2013 press conference, and all I have to say is, damn, was that brutal rape that I just saw. Before I do the review, I wanted to mention a few things out of here. For one, I stated it before in the Microsoft E3 2013 press conference review, which you should watch first because I'm going to do conjunctions with what I say in the E3 2013 press conference review of Xbox and then PlayStation 4 and all that other kind of shit. I mentioned that I was going to do like a press conference video of Ubisoft and EA. Well, I'm not going to do that because it's not that big as Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft like I did with E3 2012. So I'm just going to give you a short little review on them. Ubisoft won, EA goes. Ubisoft reveals like one game, Tom Clancy Division, which is like an RPG sort of MMO shooter. It's like, the fuck is with all these games with MMO sort of styles out of it? And EA, well, they had Drake Bell on stage. It's some obnoxious MMA fighter going like, you know you love fighting, the way of life is fighting, and all that kind of shit. So yeah, EA with Ubisoft was at least good, even though it was kind of really more cringeworthy as Microsoft's previous E3 conferences. Anyhow, let's go into Sony's brutal rape demonstration of Microsoft's Xbox Done console with the E3 2013 press conference review. The first thing I have to mention firsthand is everything that was negative, everything that was going to rumor about the PlayStation 4 where it was going to restrict used games, it was going to have all this DRM bullshit, the same thing as Xbox One, because for how it is, we were predicting that publishers who were implementing or telling the console manufacturers like Microsoft to implement these sort of things so they don't have to waste any more money into developing of online passes like Electronic Arts. Well, you're not going to see that a lot on PlayStation 4 because Jack Tretton on stage, which made everybody so happy, they were cheering, they were like, oh! And all that other kind of crap, was that he stated, no used games, no restrictions of DRM, no 24-hour bullshit internet checkup, and that you who bought the game fairly have that ownership, and no one will take that ownership away from you. Everybody was smiling. Everybody was cheering. I don't know. I don't know. I think I saw like two people hugging each other at the conference. Everyone's like, "Whoa!" Other kind of shit. And I'll be honest with you, my brother and I were like, "Holy shit, yeah!" And everybody was like cheering and everybody was hugging. But even then, like later, and then like after later out of that E3 conference, they stated that the DRM or the used game thing will be up to the publishers, and for how it is, many people were misinterpreting that they were going to make even more restrictions on the Xbox One, because, you know, publishers like EA want to protect their games and IP rights and all that other kind of fuck. Listen, people, listen to me very carefully. It isn't restrictive as Xbox One. Now, there could be some restrictions to some publishers, but it is not fully restrictive like the Xbox One. It's just going to be the exact same thing as we have experienced already, like online passes, DLC, disc-lock content, and all that other kind of shit that we've experienced from Capcom games, EA games, and, what was it, Mortal Kombat with the online pass and all that kind of shit. So don't fucking worry, and for how it is, I doubt many of these publishers are going to waste their time, money, and energy on PS4 for only one platform to restrict the online passes of games if they're going to do that with Xbox One. So just cheer. Maybe these publishers are not going to waste their money and energy, especially when their stocks are below shit ever since the 2007 recession. So don't fucking worry about it, okay? So yeah, that was the first thing about it. Oh wait, I'm gonna forget it. Go into YouTube right now. Pause this video, go into the search bar, type in PlayStation 4 used games, and whenever you find like the official PlayStation channel, and you find like Yoshida with that other guy, and had like Killzone Shadowfall box or anything, where they were basically saying a big fuck you even further to Xbox One, was like, let me get a demonstration on. Fuck, I'm going with this. This is how you share PlayStation 4 games. And then, like, step 1, which is the only step in that video, was like, yeah. That was it. So, out of the whole thing, you don't have to worry about the whole shit, guys. You don't have to worry. Xbox One, on the other hand, wait, let's go with the out of here. This is how you share Xbox One games. Go out of it. Oh, no. We need to search it up. Yep, this is new. Thank you, my overlords. You know, that other kind of shit. Fucking Fable 3 doesn't even deserve my shelf. Anyhow, going out of it. That was the first thing coming out of it. And how many minutes did I spend? 5 minutes or more on this shit. Damn. So anyhow, the second thing that would make an extra nail in the coffin for Xbox One. The PlayStation 4, as I stated in the Microsoft E3 2013 press conference, shit, say that 3 times, is that the PlayStation 4 will be $399 US, $100 less than Xbox One, which is $499 US. And for how it is, for how everything that is in the PlayStation 4 compared to the Xbox One, you might as well get the PlayStation 4 because it's a better deal. Even though it's not that much of a technical leap than Xbox One, it has better specs in some cases than the Xbox One. You know, this philosophy of, you know, games out of it, and saying, you know, that kind of shit. No restrictions of the used game DRM and all that kind of shit. Even further because, you know, it's not inside the console, it's not installed out of it, and all that kind of shit. And for how it is, my thoughts on the console itself. If you have not seen the console yet, and you're watching this video firsthand, it's like a rhombus eraser-like shape, and for how it is, I had like what the fuck moments when I saw that firsthand, like in a live stream. And for how it is, I gotten used to how it looks because if you saw a picture on the internet with a meme, it basically says it's a rhombus eraser that looks like it will erase the Xbox One from existence. And that was hilarious, and it actually does look like a fucking eraser. So that's at least something out of it. And for how it is, blah blah blah, going out of it. But there is like a negative thing that I did seen out of the PlayStation conference after Jack Tretton's inspirational PlayStation conference speech in E3 2013 was that PlayStation Network will be charged multiplayer gaming like Xbox Live. So for how it is, the goodwill of Sony acquired on stage made this news tolerable, even if it slipped up the fine print because, you know, the inspirational whoa out of the used game theme. But after offering online multiplayer for free over PlayStation Network on PS3, Sony will now require a PlayStation Plus subscription to use online features for PlayStation 4. PlayStation Plus will still cost $50 a year. A subscription is good for every PlayStation device, and you can still get a bunch of free games as the Instant Game Collection. Now, for how it is, yeah, it sucks that we're going to have to pay online multiplayer to play games now on PlayStation 4. So, for how it is, PlayStation fanboys or PlayStation droids are not going to have that kind of street cred or whatever the fuck it may be to Xbox fanboys. So, how it is, now we're in the equal playing field, motherfuckers. But you know what? We're not in the equal playing field. Because you know what? We still got better services than what Xbox Live has out of it. Yeah, Xbox Live, better security, or whatever the fuck it may be. But hey, do you still get a lot of new games? And don't give me that bullshit of how Microsoft say you're going to get 2 free games per month. Bitch, free game per week, as PlayStation demonstrated into the conference, where once the PlayStation 4 launches, PlayStation Plus users from PS3 will have their PlayStation Plus subscription go into PlayStation 4. They'll get their first game for free on the PlayStation 4, and that's Drive Club PlayStation Plus Edition, which I don't know if it's different than the Drive Club that you can get on retailer or online if you're going to buy it, or if it's online, if it's PlayStation Plus, but you don't have PlayStation Plus, blah, 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 blah. But for how it is, they're going to make you pay for PlayStation Plus to use online, but even then, you're still going to get a better service than what you are if you got used to this if you were an Xbox player. And for how it is, let's go out of the games, because the games were just tremendous out of it. For how it is, the Santa Monica Studios, the guys who did the God of War games, showcase like a werewolf hunting cyberpunk. I don't know if I want to use that term lightly. Futuristic like game in an 18th century setting, which was like the Order 1886 alternate history sci-fi title in the Victorian England setting. For how it is, they didn't show any gameplay of it, just like a CGI trailer. But for how it is, it kind of looks like an intriguing sort of idea. And you know, I'll keep an eye on that. I'll keep an eye on that sci-fi alternate history historical title. The Dark Sorcerer from Quantic Dream. Now, this was sort of like what kind of game was the Dark Sorcerer? From what I read in the PlayStation blog on the PlayStation.com, the Dark Sorcerer, from how it was taunting like all those graphic fidelities and the old man head from the PlayStation 4 February reveal, it's like the emotion, the staring out of it. Just, can you tell how emotional he is, right? The expression he has out of his face. Look at all the childish eyes. Look at the childish eyes out of it all. And all that other kind of shit. Well, they put that head into a Dark Sorcerer's body. And go like, oh, Velomity! And then he, like, holy shit, he's gonna summon some dark monster or dark pain. And then he fucked it up. And then it was some kind of making a movie. I'm like, what? Like, what? Everybody in that press conference, from what I saw in the live stream, and everybody in the chat room in that live stream, they laughed their fucking ass off. That was hilarious as hell. And anyhow, going back to the PlayStation blog thing for the Dark Sorcerer from David Cage's mouth itself in the text, it's basically a comedy. Yeah, you heard it right. Quantic Dream is doing a comedy. For how it is, if they will do what they showed out of the trailer itself, for how the idea is for the Dark Sorcerer, I'm all for it. I'm all for the comedy that Quantic Dream is going to do. And that's surprising considering how I wasn't too enthralled with David Cage's games, like Heavy Rain being so emotional and all that kind of shit, even though I had plot holes and all that kind of fuck. You know, I'm still excited for Beyond Two Souls as well, because, you know, it has Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe in it, motherfuckers, Willem Dafoe. And all that other kind of shit. And for the third game that they showed was Mad Max from Avalanche Studios, the same guys who did the Just Cause games. And for how it is, that Mad Max game looks really nice, and for how all of it is, can't wait to play Mad Max from the guys who did Just Cause 2. So that's exciting. But for how it is, it's not a console exclusive to PS4. It's going to be multi-platform. But, you know, you're going to have extra PlayStation content just like, you know, any of the other third-party games that they showed, like Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, and Destiny, which, let me know here, just like the Battlefield 4 demonstration out of the Microsoft E3 2013 press conference, the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag demonstration on the PlayStation conference, it froze. It freezed occasionally, like it was stuttering. And then when, you know, Blackbeard and Edward, the Kenway pirate guy was basically going to fight like the pirates in the ship, it just froze. And the funny thing about that demonstration that it froze was the tester. He was like, so you have to have an occasional fail in these conferences. So how it is, inspirational speech of Jack Tretton, biggest showcase, biggest fail, the freeze for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. So that was hilarious. Out of the whole thing. And what was the other game? Oh yeah, and the main attraction out of the game that they showcased. Oh no, wait, not that yet. For how it is, Sony's demonstration towards indie developers, like they had like Mercenaries King, that was from Kickstarter, and all the other kind of indie games. Supergiant's game, I can't remember what the name was, but it's sort of like an isometric sort of game, similar to their game Bastion, which is an excellent game, by the way, that you should play on Xbox Live. I don't know if it's PlayStation Network, but PC as well. It looks like a fantastic PS4 exclusive, if it is PS4 exclusive for consoles, but you're still going to have it on PC. So, you know, I can't wait to get those, both of them, on PC and PS4 maybe. And, okay, now all the indie development out of the way, since I want to get into the main attraction, and I might go apeshit crazy out of Square Enix E3 reveals. Holy fucking shit! Okay, Let me go back here. I like when I stated on my PlayStation 4 reveal February 2013 video that I was fucking pissed off with Square Enix's reveal. PlayStation 4 reveal where it's like, oh, you want more of these exciting news? Wait for E3, lols, and all that kind of shit. Well, you know what? The president of Square Enix wasn't joking. They dropped a fucking nuclear bomb. And this is what I was talking about before, the nuclear bomb that they had. Final Fantasy Versus 13, which has now been confirmed to be the next numbered installment of the series, Final Fantasy 15, and fucking Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay, I need to go back to Kingdom Hearts 3. Final Fantasy 15. Holy shit, it took them so long to reveal the fucking new trailer for that game. For how it is, when they showcased the graphics out of Final Fantasy 15, my brother and I literally stopped everything that we did and were fucking jaw-dropped. And we saw gameplay of it as well with the graphics it had. It was like, holy shit, we went from the building like up top and all that other kind of shit. And then we were fighting like monsters and then going through the fucking building in the water. It's like, holy shit. You know what? Pause this video. Pause this video right now. Go to YouTube, search up Final Fantasy 15 trailer, put it in 1080p. And do not fucking tell me if you are a hater to Japanese RPGs or Final Fantasy. Do not fucking tell me that, oh, it's not that pretty. Fuck you. That was a freaking demonstration. That was dropping the bomb. The nuclear bomb. And so for how it is, Final Fantasy 15 is now confirmed from all those rumors beforehand. And the main attraction, I waited so long. I waited so long for like maybe 8 years has it been since Kingdom Hearts 2, and for all of these portable installments and remakes like, you know, Birth by Sleep and then like 358 Days Over 2, that stupid fucking game Recoded, and I still don't have a 3DS yet for 3D Dream Drop Distance, which I need to have it right now because Kingdom Hearts 3 is now officially in development. No more predictions, no more asking Tetsuya Nomura or any of the other game journalists like, where's Kingdom Hearts 3, where's Kingdom Hearts 3? Here, motherfuckers, Kingdom Hearts 3 is now in development. And holy shit, everyone in the live chat, I don't know if it was the press conference, I need to rewatch it again, but for how it is, goosebumps shiver down my spine. And holy shit, the graphics, the cell shade of it all. Oh my lord. Oh god. So how it is, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 15. Now, I needed to state this news beforehand out of it is, like, after, like, the PlayStation conference came in and Square Enix had their private conference in E3, they stated that Final Fantasy 15 or Kingdom Hearts 3 is not going to be PlayStation 4 exclusive, they're going to be on the Xbox One as well. Because, you know, the Xbox One and the PS4 have similar architectures in themselves, and it's going to be easier to port it on the Xbox One. But anyhow, I don't give a shit. I'm still seeing Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts as a PlayStation exclusive. I don't give a fuck. Hey, for all of you idiots who are still gonna buy an Xbox One, for all of your giving away your rights to Microsoft, Big Brother Microsoft, hell, go ahead, fucking play Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3 if they're gonna look the exact same thing on Xbox One. Go ahead. Go ahead and give away your restrictions and play it on Xbox One. Not my problem. Enjoy the series. Even though you're not gonna know what the fuck's gonna happen in Kingdom Hearts 3. Going from the whole thing. For my final verdict out of the Sony E3 2013 press conference, it was a good conference out of everything that they showed, out of PlayStation's philosophy of games, treating indie developers right, and the inspirational speech that Jack Tretton did with no use game restrictions, no loan restrictions, no fucking bullshit that Microsoft and the publisher will go over your ownership of the game, none of that shit, and the big bombs that they revealed of Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 15, and all the other kind of games that they showed out of it, made Sony won this E3. I'm gonna state this right now. Sony won E3 2013, and Microsoft is 5th below. I'll state the other rankings later when I go into the Nintendo the Nintendo Direct video that I'm going to do after this video. So for how it is, what are your thoughts, guys? Do you agree with my views out of it? Are you fucking extra excited for Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3? Are you excited for the whole thing? Are you going to get a PlayStation 4 over an Xbox One? Because of, it's better than the Xbox One or some of those cases out of it. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Like, favorite, or even subscribe if you want to see more videos of me doing these kind of shits and having all these bathrobes for the press conference reveals of E3. And for how it is, share this video if you, spread the rumors and get me, views up and popular. Anyhow, this is Battlefield Jill 97. Catch you guys later. Have a wonderful day. Kingdom Hearts 3!